So, bear with me on this because it is going to sound a little crazy at first. Some of you may find it hard to believe, but Manzel entered the strip property wearing a blonde wig, a fake mustache, glasses, and a hoodie, if you can believe it.
I mean, if I drew an artist around doing that accurate, I'd frame it too. Oh, there's Johnny Manziel. Johnny, was that you in Vegas this week? Were you really there? Johnny, care to comment? Do you have a comment? Or did you really have a concussion, Johnny? Hello? Yeah. They're saying you were in Vegas.
Who?
Everybody. The radio. The TV.
I was at home with that dog. I posted on Instagram from Cleveland.
Yeah.
I think that was Billy Football who was in Vegas that they're thinking of.
You gonna get a job at the grocery store then?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, guys. Welcome to Garbage Time. I'm your host, Katie Nolan. We have a jam-packed show tonight, but let's not move on from that Manziel thing too quick, because if it's okay with you guys, I wanted to raise a piece of evidence that I haven't heard anyone else talking about that is actually really important. Okay, so this, as you know from that wonderful video, is a photo that Johnny Manziel posted of him with his dog. He geotagged it in Cleveland or in Ohio, so that was supposed to be proof he wasn't in Vegas. Cool? Cool, we all understand that. But so this is a picture of Johnny Manziel with his dog from 4 weeks ago. Now, bear with me here. This dog looking a little older and bigger, okay? And then 11 weeks ago, here's the dog as a puppy, which looks a whole lot like the dog in the Ohio picture that was from this weekend. And if you don't believe me, side by side, that's that dog. So either this dog that Johnny Manziel has the ability to, like, Benjamin Button from puppy to big dog with weeks in between, or I think that photo was old. It was not taken this weekend. Just saying, I think I just broke the case. And we definitely just got picked up for another season. But okay, moving on. I want to take you guys back to a time in your life. Maybe it was years ago, maybe it was last week. A time when you realized you might have feelings for your best friend. You've known each other for a while. You obviously enjoy each other's company, but for one reason or another, the timing never really worked out. Then one day, you're suddenly single, and you start to look at them differently. So you take the leap. You start dating. But then about a year in, you begin to realize you may have made a terrible mistake. It's not really working out. But so now what do, right? Because you can't just break up with them. They've been your friend for so long. And once you break up, that friendship is over. You gotta at least try before you bail and lose them forever. Unless you're the San Francisco 49ers, who dumped the guy who'd been with them for 9 years on Monday. Just like that, Jim Tom Sula is gone from the team because no one thought ahead to the consequences of moving him out of the friend zone. That's sad, because it all started out so perfect. No, literally, it was perfect. Look at this ESPN graphic from week 1. Tom Sula was the winningest coach in 49ers history. This was bound to work out. But alas, it didn't. He got dumped. On the bright side, they say misery loves company, and Jimmy T's in some pretty good company.
Philadelphia Eagles didn't wait until the season was over to fire head coach Chip Kelly.
I think Dan Campbell started off strong. They're not going to stick with Dan Campbell.
Ray Farmer out. Mike Pettin now out.
Tom Coughlin was not fired. Tom Coughlin resigned.
That's right, because Tom Coughlin is 69, so if you were going to do it to him, wait just 1 minute, he wants to do it too. That's 5 coaches gone within the last week, and 7 this year. By the time this airs, I don't know, it could be twice that. And for what? This happens every year after the regular season ends. Why is everyone in such a rush to break up? Are those teams really better off? The numbers say no. Here's a few teams that have changed their coach at least twice in the last 4 years. The Jaguars, Dolphins, Raiders, Buccaneers, Bills, Browns, and Titans, collectively known as... you know what they all have in common in that span, besides evoking that reaction? 0 playoff games. And If you look at the last 10 coaches to win the Super Bowl, they had coached their respective teams for an average of 6.6 years when they won. In the last 25 years, only one guy has won a Super Bowl in his first year with a team. John Gruden. And I'll tell you what, man, that guy's the exception, not the rule. 3 of the best coaches in my lifetime, Bill Parcells, 2 Super Bowls, 3 12-1 in his first year with the Giants. Jimmy Johnson, 2 Super Bowls, 1-15 in his first year with the Cowboys. Bill Walsh, 3 Super Bowls, 2-14 in his first season with the Niners. 1 year isn't enough time. 2 years isn't enough time. Hell, even the greatest coach of my or anyone's lifetime, obviously Bill Belichick, said last week that he wasn't able to fully implement his system in New England until his 4th year as head coach. You have to give these things time. The Cleveland Browns haven't kept a head coach for more than 4 years since, it's Bill Belichick. Well, this is awkward. That was 1995, though. Cleveland is on a whole nother level when it comes to commitment issues. They've gotten so good at dumping their head coaches that they now employ the token dirtbag move of explicitly telling them at the beginning of the season that they're perfectly safe. Like, in August, someone asked Browns owner Jimmy Haslam how a losing season would impact a decision on the team's leadership. And I know he said, I think we're on the right track, so we're not going to blow things up. I think we're putting in place a good foundation. But I still heard, nah, girl, this isn't like last time. I know I made some mistakes in my past, but I promise this love is forever. And I happen to know that means I'm already sleeping with like 3 other people, so please stop leaving your toothbrush at my place, thanks. Now I'm finding out that Matt Patricia, defensive coordinator of the Patriots, is taking a meeting with this dysfunctional organization? Nope. Sorry, no way. You do not get to hire a qualified coach. That's a privilege, not a right. So here's the deal. I'm proposing a new rule. If you fire your head coach every 2 or 3 years, all willy-nilly, the next person you hire for the job has to have 0 football experience. 0 experience and only a very general, vague understanding of what they're doing based on years of watching sports and or sports-related films. Because who cares, right? You're just going to fire them in a year anyway. And honestly, it's not even that bad of a punishment. I could totally coach the Browns. To prove it, here's the pregame speech I would have given last week if I were the head coach in Cleveland. We have a chance at getting the #1 pick in the draft. So we got to go out there and lose. Lose bad. Lose like winners. Take a look at the guy next to you. He sucks. Look at your coaching staff. We suck. Take a look at your starting quarterback. He's in Vegas getting drunk. That's what I'm talking about. We suck. We're losers. This is what we do. Gentlemen, football is a game of inches. But there are hundreds of inches, thousands of inches, miles to go before we're even halfway decent. So you have one job to do. You gotta go out there and take a on the field like we always do. You're a garbage team. But hell, I can't do it for you. You guys gotta go out there and suck. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna go out there and compete? Hold your heads high like a bunch of professionals? Or are you gonna lay down and give this city the draft pick it deserves? That's what I thought. Get out there and blow hard. Hello there. Welcome back to Garbage Time. As I'm sure you guys are obviously aware, this weekend we've got NFL playoffs and the Golden Globe Awards. You may think those two aren't related, but they are. Especially if you're a degenerate gambler, like maybe me and maybe some people on the staff, O'Toole. You see, there are offshore websites that are totally legal where you can actually parlay your NFL bets with your Golden Globe bets. Pretty cool, right? So we came up with some suggestions for you. It's time for playoff pictures. Do you get it? Because like picture, like film. If you think that the Seahawks will win this weekend against the Vikings and the movie Carol, starring Cate Blanchett, will take home the award for Best Picture, you should go with the Pete Carroll A $100 parlay bet on both will earn you $1,160. Carol is a story of self-discovery, and Pete Carroll is a douchebag. Next, if you think Marshawn Lynch will score the first touchdown in that game, and The Martian will win for best comedy or musical, ? Bet The Martian. 100 bones on both happening, and you'll go home with a cool $2,320. He's just on Mars, so he doesn't get fined. And finally, if you're like me and you think the Patriots are going to win the Super Bowl, and you also think the movie Spy has a good chance to win Best Musical or Comedy, well, put your money on the Spygate. A $100 parlay there will win you $22,450, so you're welcome. They should make a movie about Spygate and enter that in the comedy or musical category, because that controversy was joke. And Bill Belichick has a lovely singing voice. That's it for playoff pictures. Speaking of football and filmmaking, you may have seen this video of a Buffalo Bills fan throwing himself through a flaming table, not realizing he was on fire, and then having alcohol poured on him in an attempt to put out the flames. He was not the only Bills fan turned tailgate wrestler this season, so we brought in WWE superstar Tommy Dreamer, known as the innovator of violence, who has probably been put through more tables than anyone in wrestling history, to break down Bills fans' wrestling attempts. All right, let's look at the first clip. Now, what is that move called?
Oof. The origins of that move are actually the Spicoli driver, which then became the Dreamer driver, which is my signature move.
This is your signature move this guy's doing.
I have done this so many times, and oh man, it's so sloppy. Rule number 1.
So he's doing it wrong, is what you're saying?
Well, the hoist up on the shoulders is great. The cradling of the neck is okay, but the actual delivery, how he lets it go, and he doesn't follow through. And also, Buffalo Bills fans, if you're gonna put somebody through a table, that's a card table, and get rid of all the paper cups and ugh.
That's too rational, I think, for them.
They are totally prostituting my signature move. Hate it, can't stand it. I rate that 4 Singapore canes on a scale of 10.
Okay, let's look at the next one.
Oh!
Okay, we've got a gentleman in a red suit.
Ooh.
Okay, so it's Santa.
Oh my God.
Santa just got, is that the same move? What's this move called?
That is called a choke slam.
Okay.
Where, by the way, I hold the record for going through the most tables. It was 4 via the choke slam.
Well, on record. I think I've been choke slammed through 5, but nobody wrote it down.
It was unofficial.
Okay, yeah.
That is where you grab your opponent by his neck, take out the wind, up, spike him through the table, like a spike in football.
Just like that.
Exactly, except it's a human being. In
your medical opinion, is Santa dead?
I don't think he's going to be making a lot of deliveries this year. They also were talking about it. There was no spontaneity, like how this is going on, just off the cuff. Yeah. Just they're really just planning it, not good at all. I rate that even lower. 2 Singapore canes out of 10. Horrible. 2. Buffalo, you're letting me down. Ow!
All right, so what the suspense here is killing me.
Oh!
So he was trying to do what's
way.
What's the thing he was trying to do?
He's trying to do an RKO out of nowhere.
Yeah.
The biggest problem.
Okay.
An RKO out of nowhere. You can't run at it. You have to be standing, and your opponent could be running, but it's out of nowhere. I could totally hit you an RKO out of nowhere.
No, you couldn't.
And right here on the sofa, boom, I had you. But if I'm running at you, you just duck away.
I'm now sitting in a puddle of my own pee, by the way.
An RKO is from the front. If you do it from the back, that's more of a zigzag from Dolph Ziggler.
Of course.
And that's where you jump in, an old school neck breaker. Horrible execution. I will give this guy, for drinking, for trying to execute wrestling maneuver, for calling it the wrong move, I will give him a 1 Singapore cane.
Wow.
Horrible, horrible execution. I don't know how you personally feel about it, but again, my RKO out of nowhere. I had you again. Boom. Next clip, please. Oh. Oh! Nice! That was awesome. That was probably my favorite clip of the day.
Timeout. Tea time. What is this called?
That is called a moonsault.
Moonsault.
It's basically a backflip onto your opponent. That was executed perfect. I love his celebration. That's a touchdown celebration. That, to me, is my favorite clip so far. I will give him a 10 out of 10 Singapore Canes. Thank you, sir. May I have another?
If you want to see more of Tommy being awesome, catch him in WWE and his own wrestling promotion, House of Hardcore. Coming up, I add and drop things from my life and chat with Vikings wideout Stefon Diggs. But first, guys, it's not easy being a Patriots fan in New York City. I know you feel really bad for me. With both New York teams sitting at home and the Patriots in the darn playoffs again, Pats fans can barely walk down the street without being harassed. No, seriously, guys, it's bad.
Hey, Pats suck! The Pats.
Hey, beautiful. So you think these bye weeks help playoff teams, or does it make them lackadaisical?
Hey, sweetheart, smile! How come Belichick never smiles?
You want to talk to me because I'm ugly? So how do you think Tom Brady has remained so productive despite a constantly rotating stable of receivers? You'd think if they could surround him with some kind of consistency, he could reach an even higher level, as insane as that is to say. All right, take it easy. Patriots.
Welcome back to Garbage Time, guys. It's time for Ad Drop. But just before we do that, don't forget, same dog. This is the same dog. I'm a dog expert, and those are the same dog. Okay, first up, I'm going to add this WGN morning host.
When did this whole process start? When have you had this full, thick, lustrous head of hair? He's got hair!
I got hair.
Look at you!
Yep, look at it.
What made you decide to do it? Because I'm going to tell you, you were a fantastic-looking bald man. I don't even know if I want to talk about football. I really just want to keep talking about that hair.
Well, let's talk about my hair then.
Because I don't know if you heard it, he's a morning host. He has that much energy about hair on Brian Urlacher's head, and that's impressive. I'm adding you to my team, sir, but I'm going to drop Australian reporter Melanie McLaughlin.
I want to come and have an interview with you as well. That's the reason why I'm here, so just to see your eyes for the first time. Hopefully win this game and we can have a drink after. Don't blush, baby.
I'm not blushing.
Yeah, see, I'm dropping her because she was getting hit on, and she handled that really well, and that makes me look bad because well, I handled it like this.
Performance by the team. They all seem to be very excited.
Wow.
Yeah, I made a lot of friends.
And now we're married. Yay! That's it for Ad Drop. Yeah, so some interviews are creepy, but luckily some interviews with athletes are very professional and extremely enjoyable. I happened to have one of those recently when I got a chance to talk to Vikings rookie wide receiver Stefon Diggs as he and the Vikings get ready to host Seattle in round 1 of the playoffs on Sunday. Check that out now.
First off, tell me about what you're doing with Vizio.
I'm nominated as top performer of the year.
Do you think you're a top performer of the year, Mr. Diggs?
It's not really for me to say. I mean, as far as my job, I do my job and do what I can do, and I let everybody else figure the rest out.
Huge question. America's dying to know the answer to. I imagine you have some inside information. Why 2 gloves for Teddy Bridgewater? Does he have like a tattoo on his finger that he regrets? He doesn't want to see.
Nah, I just think he likes wearing gloves.
He's just cold all the time?
Maybe he's a little chilly. I wouldn't know. I'm gonna get that information for you. All right, I got you.
Yeah. Can you just shoot me an email when you get that answer? That would be really great.
Got you.
We're gonna play a little game here. It's called Stefon Diggs or Stefon Does Not Dig. All right. Making a Murderer on Netflix. Stefon Diggs or Stefon Does Not Dig?
Hold up, Making a Murder. What's that?
I guess you've been too busy playing football. It's a very popular television show. Star Wars. Stefon Diggs or Does Not Dig?
I dig.
You dig.
It's cool. It's cool.
Garbage Time on Fox Sports 1. Stefon Diggs or Stefon Does Not Dig?
I dig.
Yeah. Stefon, you've had an amazing season, and I wish you all the best of luck in the postseason.
Thank you. I'm not going to forget to give you that information either.
I need that.
time in the show here, and we still have to crown our Garbage Time Hero of the Week. This week, it's this kid.
For breaking Guinness World Record, this is my dream and it has come true, so I feel very good.
So apparently, he set the Guinness World Record for longest distance traveled while limbo dancing on roller skates. But I'm going because he leaned forward, and as I told my Uncle Bob at the wedding, that doesn't count in limbo. That's it for the show this week, guys. Thanks so much to Johnny Manziel's puppy, all of them, Jim Tom Sula, Tommy Dreamer, and Stefon Diggs. New episode of the Garbage Time Podcast is out tomorrow with Fox NFL insider Mike Garafolo. It was awesome. He's great. Go get it. Have a great week, guys. Here's more garbage.
Come on!
Teams or make them